Continuing here. So, yeah, it can't be an attitude where, ho hum, I'll take a place where, nobody has advantage over another. And furthermore, nobody would want advantage over another. Yeah, I guess I'll take, if that's what the Lord's will is, when you pray the Lord's Prayer. It can't be like that. No, no. You've got to get it. You've got to hate your life in this world because Satan, through this money, is controlling everything. This is where the power and control comes from. Without the money, Satan, that spirit thereof, would effectively starve to death. Okay, this is the ambrosia of the gods of this world, the demon forces, this evil in the world, this new world order cabal and their will for us, and this notion that they're going to get rid of 93+% of the population of the earth. Okay, these people are delusional. They don't have an escape plan. So you see that they're dying right and left. I mean, we see evil people die just along this. The rain falls on the just and the unjust alike, and it's all coming to a head. We're entering a new age, okay, and the old age, the establishment age of corruption and diabolism is going to come to an end, okay, and it's going to be a beautiful time for those that want it, that really want it, that get it, that understand. Look, I love life. I'm the kind of guy that stops and smells the roses and really wants to live life one day at a time and just being loving and trying to live by the golden rule as best I can and all this sort of thing. Okay. But there's a flip side. It's a paradox. It's difficult. It's hard being human, that we've got to face just how evil and corrupt the heart of men can be, that we have a propensity, this natural propensity that we got from this original sin, the knowledge of good and evil, to be bad guys and gals. I mean, it just, the carnal nature, temporal pleasures, like it's written in the book of Timothy, the people that love pleasure more than they love God, not even giving God credit for the pleasure that they have. He's gave you existence. It's by his will that you have the next breath. So, in all things give thanks, even if it's something pleasurable to you. Then who do you thank? You thank God. Okay, that gave you the ability to enjoy that pleasurable thing. So it's illogical to just think in temporal senses that, there is no more beyond this. To me, that's very risky, dangerous business. You should live like this is, you get one life. Okay, if there is reincarnation, I think that God can do what he wants. In some cases, I think there is. I think there's new souls. Who knows? We all existed in the mind of God since the beginning of time, whenever that was. Okay, but I don't want other people's blood on my hands or on my head. That's why I warn people, because this is about salvation at the end of the day. It really is about being able to successfully stand before our owner. Who's our owner? Our maker. Who's our maker? The creator God. Who's the creator God? Our divine parents. God being male and female. First chapter of the Bible establishes that. So we're going to give account. And in our right minds, we want to give account. That's why people, when a teacher or a parent is stern with them and for their own good, they instinctively, the child knows that it's for their own good their parent is doing this. So they want to be held accountable. They want to be good people. They want to please their parents. They want to have respect in the eyes of their parents. Okay, so we want to give account. You want to be ready to give account for your belief systems. Your belief systems have to hold water. Okay, and you've got to be willing that all the same things you want for yourself and your family, it's all very simple. It's all very logical and reasonable. It's to figure this thing out. What the way to live successfully is you desire the same things you want for yourself, okay, for other people, that you're willing. Then your heart is pure in the sight of God. He gets it. And when you go to bed at night, do you pray for those that are going to die out in the cold tonight and say, God Almighty, if I had my way, they'd have at least as much as I have, and even more. That's what would make me happy, God. A warm, dry place to sleep. All those comforts we all take for granted. Is your heart pure? That's as simple as that. You'll be saved. He's gonna say, that's it, man. That's it. Anything you want, it's yours. It always was, but I'm just letting you know. And you realize then you don't even care. You'd be a multi-billionaire or being a pauper. You're just as happy knowing that if God had his way, you would be unfathomably prosperous from birth. That's the reality. And that's what's coming. That's the new age that's coming, is people are going to realize that's the truth, that the society, the system will work just fine. Okay, just fine. Absolutely perfectly. Okay, you can't prove otherwise. It's never been tried. They don't want to give the peons, the masses, a chance to see that, hey, we could be totally set free, that we really aren't money lovers, that we have a godly instinct to abhor money, that we see how it makes the heart of men corrupt, that power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And when people have that kind of money, like the money of the patented, the power of the patented money, okay, the infinite amounts of money, people talk, oh, look, the mainstream, look at these multi-billionaires, they'll point to them as the richest people in the world. But never, we're not going to talk about those that hold the perpetual patent to the money printing. We're not going to, because that just boggles the mind. Well, how much are they worth? Essentially, I guess, as much as they decide to be worth, because they could print as much as they want. So if forever, and then they pass it on to their perverted offspring, and they do the same thing, or they just hand it off to somebody else that's as corrupt as them, and that whether they know it or not, they're tapped into the literal power of Satan in this world that has the lives and deaths of people in their claw. Okay. You decide what they will for the masses. Just keep manipulating them. A boiled frog. I mean, we're all boiled frogs at this point. We're being eaten. That's it. Now that they've got us all boiled, they're just picking off frog legs as they choose. People are dying all over the world because of the policies of these people, this New World Order cabal, these globalists. Tell you carbon taxes are good. They just warn people how bad climate change is. And no, what, I'm listening to Noam Chomsky, and he's not getting any better on this issue. In this speech, I just can't get through it. I'm just putting me to sleep. But I tell you what, I just don't buy it, man. I just think these people are, unless they talk about, hey, disruptive technology and what's really going on here, and what does it mean, disruptive profits? That if we got clean energy, then you understand the oil companies aren't going to make as much money, and this is really who's causing these problems. And they're framing up. They're blaming the regular people that are just walking the earth. They say, hey, the climate, that's God's business. That and so they're climate deniers. They're bad people. They're anti-human. So they dehumanize those people that deny that this climate change is bad and that God's involved, and that you're not going to do it with taxes like they're doing in France. Well, we can't let them burn energy. You see, if you make people poor enough that you impose this austerity on people, that's the idea. Well, we all put it, they can't burn as much energy. They can't heat and cool their house. They can't drive their automobiles. They can't take vacations. And so this is what's going to save the planet. So we're going to hang it on the low-hanging fruit, the poor people. They're the easiest. They're most vulnerable. They're the weakest. So they have the quietest voice. They can't really, what can they do? They just got to suck it up and just die, just wander off under the bridge and die. That's the unsaid message, really, is that's how you should handle this thing. Is, well, you could just, you lost your will to live. If things got too hard, then just kill yourself. I mean, do the earth a favor. So, be altruistic and benevolent, and just die. Don't have any kids, for sure, because look at the world you're bringing them into. And, what kind of a fool would do that? They're so overpopulated, these people. I mean, they're elitists. They're hypocrites. These are the evildoers that are running the world, the policies that we all live under. It's a tiny, tiny minority, a fraction of a percentage of it's just a minute amount. But it's a critical mass. They control the rudder and they control the helm. They're steering the ship of humanity, of civilization, of planet Earth to destruction. They don't have an escape plan. You can't trust these people. They're not going to get away with the kind of genocide they want to commit upon the people unless they really plan some fancy footwork. And it's written in Scripture that God frustrates the plans of the wicked and brings their plans to nothing. Mike Adams, a health ranger, was talking. He was on the Alex Jones show, and he was talking about their plan to spray the stratosphere some, 10 miles up or so. I think he said 20 kilometers. I forget what that transfers to, but up there, up to dim the sunlight. This is their plan. They want to dim the sunlight, and this is going to save the earth. So these are fat usurpers playing God. Okay, They've hijacked and kidnapped planet Earth and all the inhabitants thereof. And God is going to put them in their place. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. But man, just like I'm praying, man, you know what? We need an earthquake. And if it breaks off, California becomes an island, we'll just have more coastline. Okay, we already have 1,000 miles of beautiful coastline, but we'll double that. We'll have 2,000 miles of beautiful coastline. And again, we'll have all the food too. We'll still have the Sierras, so we're going to have plenty of snowpack, plenty of water too. So yeah, more fishing too. That opens up all that ocean of fishing on the east side of the state. So yeah, fine. Whatever it takes. That's what I say to God. I say, but do it, man. I'm done. I can't take witnessing this anymore. And I hope he's losing cool too, but it's going to happen on his timetable, not mine or anybody else's. And so I have to cool my jets, and I have to wait as patiently as possible, but I anxiously await the return of Christ, metaphor otherwise, and the end of the age, the beginning of a new age. I want the worm to turn, and I want you to want it, okay? And I want you to be saved, okay? I want everybody to be saved. I'm trying to be like God, not delighting in the destruction of the wicked, because that day is coming. And I don't want other people's blood, metaphorical blood, on my hands or on my head. So that's why I do what I do and trying to because I don't hear anybody talking like me. And I don't think I'm radical, but it sounds radical in a world of deception where everybody's cooked now. We're done, man. We're just going to, take the path of least resistance. And I got my 401k and things will, they'll be all right. My guys will get in office eventually. And then I'll rejoice and take a breath of air and, exhale, whatever. But it ain't going to happen, folks. So I want people to be very clear on why I do what I do and why I don't feel radical. Why I'm just trying to see things through God's eyes. He allows me to do it. He allows you to do it. And it's not hard. If he hid it from us, then we'd never have knowledge, viable knowledge that holds water, okay, that's really empowering and really where nobody can refute it. You can have a debate with anybody about any subject, and if you tap into that spirit of truth, the great counselor, okay, then you're going to get the right answer, man. Any controversial questions at all, you're going to have the right answer. It's going to hold water, and I hate to say this, but you're going to win the debate. Because you know what? I mean, we got to win together here, folks. This is about working together as a species, as a family, as a civilization, brothers and sisters, man. Caring as much about the least of men as you care literally about yourself or Jesus Christ, man. I mean, this is serious, serious, serious stuff. This business of salvation and being found worthy and deserving to go to a better world. You've got to know what you're looking for. How can you ever get anything unless you know what you're looking for? So you spend time imagining it, using your God-given power of imagination, of thought. Just think about what's it going to be like? What role is money going to play in that world? When you realize, hey, I'm not so radical. There can't be any role. There can't be any form of money in that world. There's absolutely no need for it. No other creature has any use for this crap. Would rather have a bite of food than $1 billion. Every single creature on the face of the earth that's true of, except human beings, because we're made the image and likeness of God. And so we're picked on. Okay, we are corrupted, and we've got to get it. What's going on here? Misery loves company. They want to drag us all down into this vortex to hell, this sinking ship of misery, a ship of fools going to their destruction, man. Okay, that's what's going on here. Just remember, once you go there, there's no coming back. So if you inadvertently, whoops, I didn't mean to go to hell. Well, you're there now. Okay, and then you're going to get picked on. Who's going to be running your life? The same people you listen to now, these elitists. But I thought I was better. I thought I was a Christian. That's like Jesus says in Scripture. A lot of people say they thought they were Christians. They're going to say, Lord, Lord, this and that, save me from this abyss. But I didn't know you. You were never real. You don't have any substance. You got no oil in your lamp. So when I took a long time in coming, you weren't ready. You just said, hey, you know what? I got my 401k. I'm okay. I love my money and my possessions more than I love people. And if I was given a choice whether half the people on earth died and I got to keep my stuff, believe me, half the people, I don't like them. I see them out there on the roads, and the earth's overpopulated, and it's true. And yeah, we better get rid. You know what? So their hearts are are filthy, they're unclean, they're impure, and they cannot be found worthy and deserving to inherit a better world. We've got to see things through God's eyes if we are to be saved and be found worthy to go to a better world. It's simple as that. And get ready for that world, and it'll all fall into place. It's all logical and simple and reasonable. It's as clear as light of day if you say, God, let me see it through your eyes. Okay, he'll let you see it.